Hi, welcome to Easy Math, where your math lessons are made easier. In this video, we'll be talking about multiplication of decimals. Let's begin. As you know, multi-digit multiplication is more complicated because there are so many multiplication steps. But the good news is, decimal numbers don't really make the procedure much harder than it is with whole numbers. That's because there's a clever way that we can make decimal multiplication look exactly like the multi-digit multiplication with whole numbers that you already know how to do. The key is to pretend that decimal points are not really there. I know it sounds a little confusing, so here's an example that should help you understand. Let's say that you need to multiply 2.43 by 6.5. That seems a little tricky, but what if we just pretend that the decimal points are not there for now? In other words, what if we pretend that the numbers were 243 and 65? You already know how to do that problem. You just follow the procedure we learned in multi-digit multiplication and you get the answer 15,795. But that's the answer to 243 times 65, not 2.43 times 6.5. So it's time to stop pretending. To get the correct answer for the decimal problem, here's what we need to remember. The number of decimal places in the answer must be equal to the total number of decimals in our top and bottom numbers. Since the top number has 2 decimal places and the bottom number has 1 decimal place, in other words, our answer will have 3 decimal places. So, the answer for the problem, 2.43 times 6.5, is 15.795. In case you're wondering why we can simply put the decimal point that way, remember that the problem 2.43 times 6.5 is just the same as the fraction problem 243 over 100 times 65 over 10, which is equal to 15,795 over 1,000. And if we change this fraction to decimal, it is the same as our answer, 15.795. This means that you can do decimal multiplication just like regular multi-digit multiplication. You start by setting up your multiplication problem exactly like you would if the decimal points were invisible. Then keep ignoring the decimal points while you follow the multiplication procedure. Once you have the answer, count up how many decimal places in the problem you're working. Don't forget, it's the total decimal places of both the top and bottom numbers. And then, move the decimal points exactly the same as the total decimal places in the problem starting from the right to the left, and you have your answer. So decimal multiplication turns out to be not too bad after all, and I hope you learned something from us today. Don't want to miss our next video? Subscribe on our channel by simply hitting the subscribe button, and see you in our next video.